Well, today, the 19th of Juneteenth, Donald Trump has officially declared war, full out war, on Iran. Now, Iran will, of course, be victorious more than likely, as we've been in the Middle East many times. With George Bush, he claimed victory, and then, of course, that war lasted 20 years. We just got out of it. When Biden became president, he immediately stopped the 20-year war. Trump didn't do that, but as soon as Trump got back in, he was headed back to the Middle East to continue the same elongation of the 20-year war. So now I figure when we see here the difference in size between Iran and Israel, that now that Donald Trump has made it official that it is a full-out war, I figure Iran will just, quickly wipe out Israel. They are pretty much out of ammunition, and their Golden Dome doesn't work. And then Iran will turn to the United States, which means the United States can look forward to all kinds of things, including potential bombing. There are countries, of course, that are very closely tied to the United States, including Britain, and I don't think Britain really wants war, but we'll see how that goes. And there are some other places who have allegiance to the side of the United States, but Iran is very formidable. They've had time to really stockpile a lot of ammunition, and they've been claiming weapons of mass destruction, WMDs, for a long time. Now, back when Bush was president, they said we had to go to a war in the Middle East because of imminent weapons of mass destruction. There were none, of course, and after the war started and they investigated, everybody had to declare there were no weapons of mass destruction. They forced Colin Powell to go to the UN and declare that there were going to be weapons of mass destruction, and that was the reason we had to go to war. Now, Colin Powell said adamantly he did not believe there were any WMDs, but Bush and the rest of the cabinet forced Colin Powell, who was loved by the people, trusted by the people, and if Colin Powell said something, people trusted it. So they had to get Colin Powell on board. And so once Colin Powell went to the UN and talked about these WMDs, it gave the backing for the United States to go in and start the Middle East war. And then, of course, there were no WMDs, but they fought anyway. And 20 years, they were still fighting. And now they want to get back into fighting. But look at the size of Iran. And look at the size of Israel. And I think this will pretty much, for Israel, be over very fast. I think Iran will just bombard Israel. They held off because the United States said, don't mess with any of our bases and so forth, or we're going to come out full force. Well, now the United States says it's coming out full force anyway, so there's no reason to not eliminate everything in Israel and just move on to a war with the United States. I don't think Trump will ever get the surrender he's looking for from Iran, so this will be another long drawn-out war, 20 years. We hope to see Baron Trump in the front lines fighting this war. as well as Ivanka's kids when they get older, because the war will still be going on then. And then, of course, we have to see that, Melania, is she going to be happy living in a bunker? And Ivanka in a bunker? Um, this is going to be very interesting. But we'll have to see where they decide to throw the bombs first. So, like and subscribe. And for those who have Trump as your president, I hope you really do go and volunteer for this war. This is your war. Like and subscribe. Bye.